Family, what is this? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Down to Earth Tarot. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and join the conversation down below. Family, what is the situation between you and somebody else where somebody is unfairly giving to two, getting involved in a high-risk situation? We've seen a lot of Libra vibes in this reading now and in the previous one. Again, subscribe, check the playlist because we're organized. Everything's in order. But it is definitely giving the vibes of a situation, especially for those of you that may be working multiple jobs or have a side hustle in which you are having to pay more into it, in which you are receiving, needing to check a situation. We see somebody's feelings changing, and heavy on the feelings changing. The Ace and the Three of Cups here, both in the reverse. The good news, always looking at the bright side of things on this channel, the Sun here. While, yes, it is in the reverse, it's still positive vibes. It's still happiness. It's still new beginnings. It's just this energy of this ending or beginning that you were anticipating is not what it is that you're about to get, right? One of my favorite cards, my favorite card in this deck and a couple of my others is the Six of Pentacles here. I like the cards, the dark skin. It's the 4-leaf clover for me. Shout out to the watchers in Boston. But the good luck in it, even with it being in the reverse, good luck. The $2 bill, right? The vibes of balance, right? That Two of Pentacles, getting things together, it all working out. The rolling of the dice and the coins being on top of the, on a table. You know what it makes me think of? I don't know what they do in foreign countries, but like Denny's, when you go to Denny's and you have just enough quarters on the table to play the game one good time when you were a kid, that having an opportunity to still try again, to try your luck at something else, there's still a prize at the end of a situation. But this high risk thing, this giving to two, this for some of you waiting for somebody to invest in you that's invested in another situation, this is a reality check kind of moment, family. We see some repeating numbers. We see at the middle of this is the Six of Swords. Okay? So Six of Earth, the Libra vibes. The Six of Air, more air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This energy of moving on to calmer waters, right? There are some of you that were really hoping that a situation would work itself out. Or that somebody may even, with this Six of Swords, may even return. For those of you that are being ghosted and or somebody is starting to pull away, playing games, being inconsistent here, it is definitely that energy of somebody being gone, not returning, not getting a return on this investment. So those of you thinking that a situation was possibly going to go back to the way that it was originally, it is not going to be that. A situation has changed permanently. It really gives the vibes of a situation ending, but somebody not being quite sure if, it really gives the vibes of somebody being not really quite sure if they're ready to end it. Like somebody's still in their mind, even though there's no communication here with this Ace of Knives. Or there's a lot of barriers between you and this person, so it seems, on the communication. As I was speaking with my hand over my mouth, don't know why I was doing that. And then there's this energy with this Ace of Cups as well, of like, you know, somebody's feelings just running out, of being a one-sided situation where somebody's pouring in and pouring in and pouring in, but maybe somebody, you know, on the other end, it's not being reciprocated. And it says a lot to me when 6s and 9s are both in the reverse. Like there's a need for somebody's perspective to switch. It really speaks to somebody being worn out, being extremely vulnerable, keeping the door open, you know, out of hope for a happy ending when we think of the Sun. But this happy ending isn't coming. And it's this energy of keeping somebody vulnerable here. The fact that somebody let their guard down for this person, that I feel like is keeping somebody very stuck. Very much stuck in wanting to work a situation out and really wanting to talk about a situation. Waiting for somebody to take some action. It's a lot of that. So we see this Ace and this Three of Cups here. Notice this Virgo energy here with the Dr. Grant. Those of you, the nines for me, multiple sixes, multiple nines in the reverse. The 9 with the Hermit, Dr. Grant in this deck, and the 9 of baskets here in the reverse. Those of you that were dealing with an individual who was very selfish for themselves, it's giving bougie when I see this 9 of baskets. It also gives the vibes of somebody who was very, very worldly. So like well-traveled, well-educated, maybe spoke a bunch of languages, right? Could even be somebody, you know, who lives a life of luxury, whether they can afford it or not here. It could be that for somebody, a situation was not worth investing in because they felt better than someone. It could be that a situation has ended because they have milked somebody for all that they could milk them for. It gives the energy of being used by someone, being wined and dined, and somebody disappearing. And we see 3 nines. Water, fire, earth. Earth and air, sixes, yeah. There's a definite need to change somebody's perspective on this, especially if you were the one, watcher, that was abandoned. This wanting to hold on to a relationship and trying to ignore these trust issues, especially, here's the ghosting vibe right here with the 7 of Knives. So what was this energy of being in a relationship, something being committed, moving in a certain direction? And when I think of the 4 of Wands, maybe it's not a full-blown relationship yet, definitely not a marriage, but being exclusive. And then somebody disappearing. Excuse me. Excuse me. Somebody lacking boundaries. Excuse me. And what it really speaks to, that 7 and Queen of Knives here, is making multiple attempts to reach out to somebody, to make a situation right, to keeping the lines of communication open. It really speaks to somebody lacking boundaries in an effort to make something work. So this isn't the first time that, you know, somebody's disappeared or gotten flaky or been on the fence about investing in a situation, about giving time to a situation, about answering some phone calls. This person that's decided to disappear, it really gives the vibes of using someone, taking advantage of somebody, taking somebody for granted. It also speaks to somebody's emotions. Somebody's emotions are not in it. They've moved on. Those of you potentially dealing with a Cancer person, I need to reflect on that, where your feelings are really at. Where are these feelings coming from? But we see this man here leaning up against this boat. Somebody's up out of there. You know, respectfully, they're gone. See you later, alligator. They're on the next cruise. They're on the next level boat. But they're not thinking about you. Not at all. Not at all. So not just that King of Cups, but it's this 5 of Pentacles here. This abandonment, this betrayal. And notice the trauma in this little boy's eyes here while they're stuck in the middle. This is somebody who doesn't know what hit them. So those of you that have been ghosted by this person, potentially a water sign. We see Virgo here, fire with the big Sagittarius, Leo. Yeah. a lot of things, regardless of their sign. Somebody's moved on. Somebody's moved on, abandoned a situation, betrayed them, was only invested so much in a situation. Again, only willing to put in so much, and they have moved on. This energy of somebody waiting for someone to return, wanting to get closure or communicate about what happened, this falling out. For some of you, this 9, leaving the door open. Again, this wanting to talk, wanting to negotiate with somebody. All the 9s being in reverse just speaks to somebody not wanting a situation to end, not wanting to let go of a situation that is clearly coming to the end, because they're very much invested emotionally, financially. Also, when I think of the Father of Coins, Pentacles, King of Pentacles, just like the Queen, it gives me parent vibes. Some of you being married to this person and or having children with them, it's the soul ties for me. That's why you can't be laying up with everybody. It's that. Somebody was all into a situation. Could even be that somebody was talking about marriage, you know, making those promises and things, tying your money up together. But is this the fact that somebody's very much invested while somebody is very much at a distance? Somebody is refusing to walk away. Somebody is refusing to disengage, even though all of the signs are showing, and all of the signs being this lack of communication. Somebody has disappeared. Elvis has left the building. And somebody is still very much holding on, waiting for this person to come back. The Fool and the World. We see the very beginning of a journey here and the very end. Somebody's trying to do a repeat situation, hoping that they'll get a different result. And all they're going to get is a repeat situation. They're going to start where they ended and end where they started. Somebody doesn't want to be tied down, whether they are a free man or a free woman here with this Fool here. There's lots of Gemini energy. It really speaks to somebody being naive. It also speaks to somebody being careless. So there's the element of one person in the situation being very naive, careless with themselves, not guarding their heart. And then there's this element of somebody taking advantage of somebody being naive. Being naive and being reckless about how it is that they handle them. Because somebody knows in this situation here that as long as they're engaged to, even on a small level, even being reckless, somebody will still put a situation on pause. Somebody will still keep themselves off the market. Somebody will still be sitting at home instead of putting themselves out there. Somebody will not seek other employment. You know what I'm saying? Somebody would just be stuck. For some of you, it's a situation where somebody's actively playing mind games, and others of you, you're really gaslighting yourselves, trying to wait for some closure, waiting for a conversation, and heavy on the waiting for a conversation to end a situation. Honey, let the disrespect, let the fact that somebody went Casper, the freaking ghost on you, be all that you need, right? The sitting around and waiting for closure is really just for some of you wanting to argue, wanting to let somebody know how hurt you are. You don't think that they know how hurt you are. That's why they're avoiding you. But it's the dime in this person's mouth, okay, for me, which gives me that 10 of Swords. This ain't the first time that somebody's disappeared. This wouldn't be the first or second betrayal here. So these talks to gain more insight into a situation, to gain more perspective, to gain clarity, are a waste of time. It's a waste of somebody's emotions, and really somebody doesn't want a conversation. It's about letting out their emotions. Family. Somebody's gone. Somebody's gone, and it's okay. It's going to be okay. Yes, they've left you vulnerable. They clearly left you with a bunch of questions. They've clearly left you in this emotional drought. You haven't heard from this person because everything points to somebody disappearing and not trying to engage. Some of y'all are still trying to invest in trying to give this person some time, some effort. Again, it is this waiting for some more time to end a situation. This waiting for this last knife to be put in. I feel like some of you are waiting to know where they've been or what they've been doing. And really, you know. And heavy on the Sagittarius vibe. Really, you know exactly what this person's been doing. Where they've been at. You know exactly. The Temperance with the Father Sims. The Miss Ida here, the High Priest. You know exactly what this person's been doing. Where they've been hanging out. And really it's been all up in these streets. Okay, the Devil here. Shout out to the Capricorns that are watching and their victims. We see this Daughter of Wands here, or Sticks, which is the Knight of Wands. It's that player energy. Somebody wants to be outside. Somebody wants to be inconsistent. Somebody's done everything that they could do with you here at this particular point in time. And at this junction, they've decided to go their separate ways. But this energy of, is somebody coming back? You already know. You already know. And it's this energy that if somebody does come back, if they do look back and look for you as she's looking back, notice this rest in peace here. Shout out to the people dealing with the Scorpio. But it will only be after a situation is ended. It will only be as a transition type of situation, right? Transactional, placeholder-ish. They'll only be back and it'll be toxic. And just as quickly as they're in, they'll be out. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all, there's a situation between you and somebody where somebody's wanting it to be emotional and it is really physical, or it is about what somebody can do for this person. And some of you need to be very careful with this Ace of Sticks here, okay? That you're using protection. Be for real. The only ace we've seen in the upright is that Ace of Wands. So some of you either moved very quickly with someone, are dealing with somebody who's very immature, whether there's an age difference or not. I really get maturity difference more than age difference at this particular point. But it also gives me the vibes that there being some red flags that somebody was ignoring. Notice the only ace that was up was that Ace of Wands. And here's this little boy with this wand here. Come on now. Some of y'all were involved in a situation that was merely physical or very exciting on a physical level, whether that's physical touch or them being very attractive. And now that, you know, things have hit a certain situation here, there's this distance. Especially for those of you where you laid up with this person, now somebody's looking for other opportunities, looking for space, looking to see what else is out there. Yeah. So those of you that are, again, waiting for this immature person, could be a fire sign. We've seen a lot of fire in this reading in the last one. That's why they're not coming back. That's why you're moving on without them, is they've moved on without you. Others of you, again, somebody's just very immature. They've gotten what they wanted and they're ready to go. Why do I also get that somebody was only around for a short time due to them being in town for work or where you're at for work? Are some of y'all dealing with this person that you work together? Or they frequently come by your job, like a pharmaceutical rep or something like that? People that come in and out, salespeople. It definitely is giving that. It really speaks to somebody being an opportunist and somebody just being, you know, taken advantage of. taken advantage of. While somebody's waiting for somebody to return, it is heavy on this energy of somebody has already left the building. Somebody has already moved on. Already moved on. And heavy on this person being very physically attractive. The Six of Wands, this King of Wands as well. Physically attractive, about a lot of action. And I also get these vibes, another 6 here, of somebody doing a lot of traveling. Is this person unstable? Do they not have a place to live? Or do they do a lot of traveling for work and or business? That's part of what it is that they do. Maybe they work in transportation or the automotive industry. Okay. We're not going to take any of these. Yeah, but somebody's moved on. So this energy of waiting for somebody to come back, they're not really coming back. And if they do, it's only for something physical, sexual with that devil. And just as quickly as they are in, they will be out. They will be out. So this energy of, waiting with, arms wide open, waiting for somebody to text you, email you, come back with an excuse. A situation is over. Is over. I feel like for some of you, the best you're going to get is a text message saying that it's ended. That's the best you can hope for in this situation. That it's over, because otherwise they're talking about how they're healing, and all they're looking for is, a no strings attached situation here. Period, point blank. Somebody's definitely was playing games. And now somebody is acting like they're confused, family, but they're not. They're not. So getting into the sun, the situation working out either way. Either way, a new beginning happening. And this just speaks to somebody being heavily resistant to letting a person or a situation go. Especially those of you dealing with a fire sign or an air sign here, when I think of the Fool and the Sun there. But an unexpected new beginning. And especially for those of you that are single, putting yourself back out there. It almost gives me the vibes of just as soon as you put yourselves back out there, there's opportunities, there's a lot of opportunities and people coming your way. A lot of people and opportunities coming your way. So you're going to have to be very selective, cross watchers, Capricorns, and who it is that you're answering your phone to, who you're talking to, who you're giving your number to, who it is that you're entertaining. Notice all of the hands here with the Daughter of Knives, that Knight of Swords. And then even with the Seven of Wands here, again, blocking people, putting up barriers, filtering people out. So you're not in a position of lacking, but there's this wanting to be with this particular person, which gives me the vibes that a situation is based very much, based on ego. Based on ego, rumors and gossip. What will people say? What will people think? A situation, because, maybe it doesn't look good. Maybe people will be talking about you and talking about your business. But here's the thing. You don't got to explain yourself to people. You don't owe the public an explanation. You do not owe the public an explanation about why a situation ended, how it ended. All you need to be doing is moving forward. All you need to be doing is moving forward. Because I also get this vibe that as soon as you start to move on and you start to not give this past situation any thought, somebody may be trying to come back around. See, that's that toxic energy. So those of you that want this person to come back, ignore them. Stop thinking about them. Stop looking at their social media. Stop talking about this person. But what you're going to find is, if you actually focus on yourself, when this person reaches back out to you, you won't want them. You won't want to pick up the phone. You'll be in this situation, right? Do you really want to pick it up? Do you? Don't you? Should you? Shouldn't you? Really not quite sure. Yeah, really not quite sure. It's this period of being alone, taking advantage of this opportunity to separate oneself, to have some time alone to reflect on why you feel the way that you do, or they feel the way that they do, is going to give somebody all the clarity that they need to really let go of a situation, to release the situation clearly, in which somebody feels like they have other options, is clearly moving on. And I do get that this person is very physically attractive with this Queen and King of Wands coming up pretty consistently. And even that Knight of Fire as well. Somebody being very good looking and clearly having a lot of options. Family, you need to give them to them. Let them choose. Because you also have options. But you're overplaying your part, okay? Overly investing, going all in, all crazy, over somebody who's not going all in with you. Capricorns and cross watchers, that's all I have for you today. Please let me know what resonated down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will be tapping in with you very soon. Keep it real.